Thank you, Roger. Good morning and welcome to everybody. This is a great day in the history of Tulane athletics. It's a great day for me, frankly, because I can forward all the emails and phone calls from agents and lawyers who are representing potential football coaches. I've got somebody to send all the contact information to. I do want to say a couple of words of thanks to some specific people. One is to President Fitz for allowing me the opportunity to serve Tulane and to chair this committee. Another is to all of the members of the search committee for all their time and effort, and it was time consuming and lots of phone calls and meetings and some travel involved. And then specifically to Rhonda Cognier and Yvette Jones for helping staff and organize and keep all herding all the cats and keeping us together and keeping the candidates from running into each other and all those kinds of things that typically you worry about. So thanks to all of you. When we started this, and I'll be happy to talk about the process after the press conference if anybody's interested, but when we started this, we had a lot of boxes that we wanted to check. We wanted to check some personal characteristics, and we wanted to check professional qualifications, and they're all the kinds of things that you would expect. You know, high integrity, great character, nice family. Happy to have you here, Amy, and a history of success, a history of winning, a history of graduating players and respecting and understanding how important academics is, a connection and great relationships in the industry and the NCAA, the ability to work with coaches and make them better, the ability to work with student athletes and make them better. And when we went through the process, and I've got to tell you, as a Tulane alum, the most gratifying piece of this entire process was the fact that we had an unbelievable pool of candidates. I mean, we really had a terrific pool of candidates. And the truth of the matter is, probably the last 3, 4, 5 folks that we talked to, I think all of them would have done a very, very good job. But when we reviewed the qualifications and the personal characteristics and all the things that we were really looking for, every box got checked by Troy. We kept coming back to Troy Dannen. And so I'm grateful that he said yes. I'm grateful that he and Amy are here today. And it's been a privilege to serve the university and to chair this search committee. And I'll be happy that he'll be making this decision around a football coach pretty soon. So with that, President Fitz, thank you for giving me the opportunity to do that. Thanks.
Well, thank you, Doug. I can't thank you enough for being the leader of this effort. As many of you know, Doug Hertz has been a leader in athletics and a leader in other areas at Tulane University over the years, the impresario of the Hertz Center. But he and all the members of this committee took this effort with incredible seriousness with one simple goal, to come up with the best person for Tulane University and Tulane athletics. And that, I have to say, is exactly what we've done. This is a great day for Tulane. This is a great day for Tulane athletics, and it is a great day for everybody who cares about Tulane athletics. And the reason is very simple. It's our new athletic director, Troy Dannen, who I think everybody who's come into contact with him has been impressed on every level. I should note we had a number of finalists, and the committee said to me they thought every single one of them would have been an excellent director of athletics at Tulane University. But Troy is truly special, and I just want to say a few words on a number number of different levels about him and what he's about. He stood out in his personal qualities, his warmth, his affection for student athletes. He has had impressive accomplishments at every single level. He's somebody who cares deeply about success on the field and success in educating young men to be leaders. And he's thoughtful and determined at every single level in everything he's done. He's shown outstanding leadership and success throughout his career. I want to make just a few notes of some of his achievements. He's, as athletic director at Northern Iowa, he's had 15 Coaches of the Year and 15 Conference Players of the Year in 11 sports. He's had championship caliber football and men's basketball year in and year out. He has raised student-athlete GPA, and the graduation rate of his athletes is higher than the overall graduation rate at Northern Iowa. And also, I have to say, he's been the FCS Athletic Director of the Year in 2014. He's already hit the ground running. In my conversations with him, you won't be surprised to hear that we've already talked about the new possible football coach at Tulane University. And he's already hard at work thinking about those. But beyond all these sort of accomplishments in every single area of his record, I think in talking to him, every member of this community is going to be impressed. His knowledge of the sports and all sports and how you achieve success, his dedication, as I said, to the well-being of the student athletes. He has a track record in fundraising, which, needless to say, presidents care a lot about, and everybody in athletics cares about. And he is a winner on the field, as I say. He has, finally, I have to say, tremendous enthusiasm for Tulane University. He gets who we are. He gets how we've made such strides in athletics in these facilities over the last few years, and how we want to win on the field as well. And this enthusiasm is contagious for a president, as I know it will be for the entire community. So it gives me incredible personal and institutional pleasure to present to you the next Director of Athletics at Tulane University, Troy Dannen.
You know, there are a lot of people watching back in Cedar Falls, and my older kids are watching from Des Moines, the streaming. They're going to take a lot of exception to what you just said, because that was the nicest stuff anybody's ever said about me. But President Fitz, thank you for this opportunity, and to Doug, Chairman Hertz, thank you for the opportunity and the counsel that you've already given me, and Daryl, as Chair of the Board of Tulane, thank you. You have given me the opportunity of a lifetime, and it's an opportunity professionally for me, for our family. This is the opportunity that we dreamed about, and so thank you very much. And I'd be remiss if I didn't say thanks to two presidents I had in Northern Iowa. You know, we all have to have champions in our life that either open doors or push us through them, and I've had that with leadership. And so President Ben Allen, who hired me in Northern Iowa, and President Bill Rood, who I've worked for the last 3 years, have just been tremendous, and given me the opportunity to succeed, and really given me the opportunity to come to New Orleans and to Tulane University. I also want to acknowledge Rick Dixon. I don't think he's here, but I tell you what, when I started looking at this, the institutional resolve to come back through what he had to come back through in his tenure, and to have what we have right now for me to come in and build upon, it's an exceptional legacy to leave behind, and I really appreciate the opportunity he's created for me to have success right off the bat when I get here. And to Barbara, I am really looking forward to working with Barbara. Barbara and I did not know each other, but we have a lot of mutual friends in the profession, and all of them raved about her. I walked in the door here yesterday. My first meeting was with Barbara, and we talked about We're going to go as partners into the search. We're going to go as partners into this department, and we are going to build this thing and build it in the right way together. And I'm really, really looking forward to Barbara. She's been helping me get off to a great start. And the last person I better thank is my wife, because as y'all will find out, the best part of hiring me as athletic director is she comes. Amy is a wonderful woman. She's brilliant. She's has great personal relationships with everybody, and she will be as engaged and passionate in this place as I will be. We have 4 kids. I have a 20-year-old, I have a 17-year-old who's a junior in high school, and God willing, she's academically smart enough to come to Tulane. So I hope she comes down here next year. And we have a 1 and a 2-year-old that you're going to watch grow. And I can't wait. I can't wait for them to get to grow up in this city. I love her to death, Amy, so thanks. Now, a couple questions. I have a snowblower for sale. And I have a whole lot of purple and gold that everybody told me do not bring near this town. So, that's taken care of. Next question. When the announcement was made on Wednesday, how many of you were looking for that guy from Northern Iowa to be the choice to be the athletic director? Probably not many of it. But I will tell you that the guy from Northern Iowa had been looking at this place for a long time. Because, one, I wanted to be at this level of football. I'm at my alma mater. It's a great place and things are humming. And for a lot of people, that means you don't ever look to leave. But I wanted to be at the next level, but I wanted to be at a place in what I would consider one of the great cities in the country. Amy and I have talked about this. We knew when you make a move, you're probably going to end up in a different place in the country when you're in Northern Iowa. Where would we want to go? We both wanted to be in a city. Where would we want to be? There's probably 5 that we knocked off together. This is one of them. So when something was going to come up in New Orleans, it was going to get my attention. And then when it was Tulane, because I don't just want to have success. I want to do it in the right way. I want to go in a place that I know is committed to do it in the right way. And there's 4 ways you're going to have success: fiscal, competitive, social, and academic. And I wanted to be in a place where I knew all 4 of those things could happen. And if they didn't happen, I didn't want to be there. I'm just not wired enough to kind of be happy. I want to have it all. And we can have it all. And so that's why I had my eye out for this place. The process, though, when I came in, and we all talk about winning quite a little bit, I didn't know. I can look through history books, and I know the level of competitive success. I know the academics. I know this is a top 40 program academically in the nation. I know it's one of the best. I know that from a fiscal standpoint, I know what the endowment, I know how effective this institution has been in that way. I knew there would be high character kids here. I didn't question that. But it was that competitive part. And I didn't know if there was a commitment to get it done. And so the interview process, as much as I wanted to be here, was a little bit about me interviewing Tulane. And at the end, in Atlanta, a week ago today, I believe, I think I was the first candidate. And I asked a question at the end. I said, what do you want out of your athletic department? And keep in mind that pretty much everybody who has a name in this stadium was on that committee. And there were some top-end institutional officials, board members. And there was a pause. And the first person said, and I think it might have been Jill, said, we want to win. And then the next person said, we want to win. And then the next person. And the dean of the undergraduate college said, we want to win. And I thought, that's what I wanted to hear. I wanted to know that the institutional ego that you have to be successful in everything was here. And I didn't have any question when I walked out of the room, it was. But there's still that doubt, because I hadn't met the president. And so last Sunday, I had a chance to come down, and I sat in the president's office. And I'll never, ever, ever forget this. And I said to him, how can I best serve you as athletic director? And he said, give us winning programs in the right way, and don't compromise what we do, but give us winning programs. And when you find a place where the president, where the board, where the leadership is so committed to something, it's where you want to be. I have no question at all. Everything we dream and aspire to do is we're capable of doing. And going forward, there is nothing that we will talk about other than success in all endeavors and setting the standard for others to aspire to be. That is what we should do here in everything that we do. We already set the academic standard for people to aspire to be. I'll drive and I'll push to set the athletic standard for what everybody should be. Cannot wait to get here. Now, you're probably wondering who we're going to hire as a head football coach. I'll tell you the answer is, no, I'm not going to tell you the answer. You know, I have characteristics that I want in a coach. And it doesn't matter whether it's football or it's the vacant volleyball or any other. And I'll tell you what those characteristics are. They're pretty simple. They have nothing to do with X's and O's. We're going to find somebody who is dedicated to the interests of the students in our program. And I know that if you want to win, that sounds like a really holistic thing. But if they're not committed to that, we will not win. That's number one. Number two, I want them externally motivated. I want somebody who is going to engage all of you. I want someone who's going to make Saturday a part of your optimism and anticipation. Everybody in this room, every alum of this institution, no matter where they're at in the country, I want a football coach who's going to make Saturday something that you anticipate and look forward to. I want somebody who is going to come in here and be committed to everything that Tulane is, just as I am. I'm going to offer them perspective. I'm going to offer them pragmatism. I'm going to offer them passion. And the other thing I'm going to tell them is we're going to be partners. It's a really unique situation for an AD to come in and hire a football coach in the first week. But it's a great opportunity because we're going to be able to be like this. I don't know how to coach football, and they're going to know that. But I know how to get stuff out of the way so somebody can get football done. And we'll work together. The search will be as quick as it needs to be, which means when we find the right person, we're going to hire the right person. And it may be 10 minutes, it won't be 10 minutes from now, but it may be a day from now, it may be a week from now. We will not rush it because, as has been said by Doug, this is certainly the most important thing I've done in my career from a hiring standpoint. I sat in this room with the football team earlier this morning, and I asked them, what do you want? I told them what my philosophy was, and I asked them, what do you want in a coach? And they said all the right things. And I told them what we're going to do. As a department, we're going to clear a path for their success. We're going to do everything we can to put them in a position to succeed. They said the right things. They're ready. I met with the head coaches yesterday. I met with the administrative staff yesterday. They're ready. Everybody is ready. The foundation has been built here. There's 4 keys: facilities, fans, coaches, and kids. Those are the things that will determine our success, competitive success. They're all people related. Facilities get built because of people. The fans, your support in the stadium, in the arena, from a donor standpoint, your support determines whether we win or we lose. The kids and the coaches, though, we're all doing it for them. The facilities and the fans, this is all about them. They really determine our outcomes. We'll get the right leader, and that leader will bring the right kids. He inherits the right kids, and we will get this done. This is probably the greatest opportunity for some coach out there that they will ever have. It's certainly the greatest opportunity I've ever had. But the reason this is a great opportunity is because we haven't had it, and we all want it, and we're all committed to getting it. So let's go get it done. It is time to start having success. It is time for you to be as proud as you can possibly be of this institution. This is a great city. This is one of the reasons I want to be here. Of the sports cities, you know, I'm a sports guy. This is one of the greatest, if not the best, sports city in the country. I cannot wait to see how we're embraced when we do what we're going to do. So thank you, President, Darrell, Doug, for the opportunity. I can't wait for this press conference to get over because I want to get to work and get it done. Thank you, and let's go. Roll away.